can say it too. Let's go ahead and let's flush the toilet. It's time. Okay, so I have a lot of things to talk about. A lot of things have been happening on the campaign. Those of you on the direct inside of the inner circle know you just got endorsed by Sheriff Bianco today. So that's a huge thing. At the last event, Congressman Talbert said that he endorsed us as well, or endorsed me as well. It's huge. Right off the bat, we haven't even had our campaign launch rally event yet, which is going to be on August 10th. So mark your calendars. This campaign launch event is going to be unlike any congressional campaign launch event that you have ever seen in this district, because I'm going to run it like a rally, because that's what we want. We want a rally. We want to get out. We want to get excited about the fact that we're not taking this district back. We're moving this district forward to a better way of doing politics. So I got endorsed by Chad Bianco. We've got a lot of really great things happening at this event. Eric Gilman, the comedian, is going to host the event. Johnny Herrera is going to come out. He's donating a set to the people. And Kev the All-Star is also going to be a comedian that's going to be out there. We've got two different hip-hop artists so far, Lika and Mikey, that are going to be donating their talents to the people. And then hopefully a Christian faith band that's going to be donating their time as well. So we're going to party. We're going to eat together. We're going to hang out together. We're going to drink together. We're going to talk. We're going to have some political speakers, and we're going to have a great time. So we're here. We're looking. It's early, and we're looking for leaders. In fact, we need leaders. Who here is a leader? There it is. There's some hands going up. We need people that are willing to step up, because right now our leadership is incompetent. They're arrogant. They think that they have ownership of us instead of us owning our own country. And we're in a world which desperately cries out for leaders. People are our most valuable resource on the planet. They're our most underutilized resource on the planet. It's time that we act like it. Which is why on my campaign, we're starting with love. Our campaign slogan is, "It must be love." That's the place where we need to start. It was love that sent me off to Afghanistan. It was love that made me enlist in the Marine Corps. It's love that made me decide to run today. It's love for my children, love for my country, love for my community. There's no hate in me. So when we get labeled as hateful maggots, we get labeled as Trump-tards, we get labeled with all of these hateful, awful things from a party of love. We are the party of love. We are the party that accepts you as you are right now, because you are wonderfully and fearfully made by your Creator. We are the party that looks out for the widows and orphans, and we have to take that back now. It is time for the compassionate conservative. But it's also time for that compassionate conservative to understand that part of being loving is being strong. You can't be a loving coward the last time that I checked. Everything minus love equals nothing. If we do something with hate, we've already lost our base, and we've already lost it from the beginning. We must get comfortable having uncomfortable conversations, or we'll lose the ability to have them at all. This campaign is 100% ran by volunteers. The only paid member is my treasurer. In fact, we've got volunteers here in the room, standing up, recording, that have donated their time, and they've been donating a lot of time. When they started sending me to meet with these political campaign advisors, the political professional class, the campaign managers, the political campaign consultants, all they could tell me is 6 ways to Sunday about how they were gonna get paid. You're going to pay me in 3 different ways: $5,000 a month, $50,000 win bonus. I'm going to make an overage off of all your campaign gear. Holy smokes, you're speaking like you've done this before. How many congressional campaign districts have you turned? Have you turned a lot to blue to red? Oh, you're working for both sides of the aisle. So it's very clear where their butter, or where their bread is being buttered, and it's not being buttered with integrity. It's not being buttered by the people, and we are completely and totally sick of the professional political class. And it's time that we evict them immediately from the beginning. We can't do it 6 months from now. We got to do it now. They want me to keep it simple. That's what they keep telling me. They say, hey, keep it simple. Most importantly, understand you're probably not going to win this time. What do you guys think about that? Before we even start, we're not going to win this time. Hey, check it up to a loss. You're just getting your name out there. Maybe next time. You're talking to a Marine, right, my brother? You're talking to a Marine. Don't tell me that I can't win. Don't tell me it's not possible. You should have sent in another guy. So it's time to get hyped up. It's time to get frustrated. It's not time to keep it simple. That's what they keep telling me to do. Keep it simple, keep it vanilla, hammer it home. You haven't met me. I'm a little bit spicy. These clowns have completely lost touch with the American people. I know that the American people are not idiots, and they want me to talk to you like you're idiots. They want me to talk down to you. I know that a lot of times I'm often the least educated person in the room. There are a lot of people around me that know things that I don't know, and how arrogant of me to think that I get to talk down to anyone. And they want me to pick three things. Those three things are homelessness, war, and death. How motivating is that? How ugly. But unless we start talking about homelessness and war and death, we can't talk about prosperity and peace in life until we address this situation. With poverty, it's simple. I grew up, I lived in Section 8 housing. I graduated from high school homeless. My dad graduated from high school homeless. His dad graduated from high school homeless. It's a cycle that we have to beat, and we have to do it with intentionality. We can't do it by continuing to react to the world that we've been given. We have to make innovations in order to become prosperous. The number one issue for the homeless in California, it's not mental illness. It's not drug addiction. It is cost. For the first time in California, affordability is the number one issue facing the homeless. That's unforgivable. The fact that we blame the homeless, we say, oh, well, you're mentally ill, you're addicted. It's completely passing off that we as society should be better than having homeless people live under every bridge in our county. Until if we can afford to kill people, can we afford to heal people? $883 billion a year on defense. I would think that some of that could start on our own border. $883 billion, and 73% of that goes to defense contractors. $3.5 trillion, and the Department of Defense has failed its fifth consecutive audit. 61% of $3.5 trillion has gone missing in weapons, in supplies, throughout the world, when we're on the brink of World War III. So it's anger that activated me, I'm not gonna lie to you. I got frustrated, but love kept me at the table. Love for my children, love for my community, love for my country. Education. If somebody had been looking for me, I may have not had the life that I had. If we would go and give every child an IEP, so that we can give every child the opportunity to be seen, heard, loved, and understood, we can better shape their future. If we bring trades and certificate programs and licensing programs and welding and automotive shop back into the schools, our children can start to learn to use their hands again. We can start bringing back six-figure jobs for blue-collar people. Because we've become an economy where everybody has a guy. Everybody has a guy. So we need to teach our children to be that guy, because we're harder and harder to control the more that we own our businesses and the more that we own our homes. And they don't want you to own either of those things. It doesn't matter what we want when we have a man who thinks he's king of California. He does whatever he wants. In 2022, we voted for an additional $1 billion in arts and music funding. And in 2023, they cut $200 million from arts and music. In Temecula, residents voted in a new school board. They decided to make changes to the education and to the curriculum. King Newsom decided he doesn't like that, and decided to get the Department of Justice involved, and decided that he would circumnavigate the school board. The California school board advisors had to step out and say, that's not legal. You can't do that. Every time that you don't like the outcome, it doesn't mean that you can change it. We need to give our parents school choice so that their kids' future is not up to a lottery or a zip code. We need to give the opportunity to give failing schools the opportunity to fail. And like I said, California, 50th in literacy. Only 70% of our students are proficient in math. We need to bring back dirty jobs, manual labor. We need to bring back farming and manufacturing and welding and plumbing and skilled blue-collar work. It's because we don't value farming and welding and hard work that our farms are falling apart. Our roads are falling apart. And no one wants to work with their hands. We've killed careers and given people 2 part-time jobs and a side hustle. But if you ask King Newsom, by every metric in California, California is doing great. But Californians are struggling, which is why more and more of us are choosing to leave this state. My own sister is heading off to West Virginia in a few weeks. Military retirement only goes so far. Police retirement only goes so far. Fire department retirement only goes so far. You end up in a situation where you have to work through your golden years in order to live in the Golden State. Bill Gates is the #1 owner of farmland in California, followed closely by the Resnick family. We see how this is working, and it is draining our communities of our ability to feed ourselves, to have water running inland. The Resnicks now control the water infrastructure that should be feeding the Los Angeles area basin. Now here we are. Myself, I'm a Marine Corps combat veteran. I didn't join just to be served, but to serve this country because I believe that we're capable of doing better things. And back home, we're disconnected from the violence that we legislate because our violence is being legislated by derelicts and cowards and hypocrites who don't understand the violence that they are legislating. It's time that we audit California. We audit the state with the highest gas tax, the highest sales tax, a mileage tax, and now they're talking about an exit tax. Caltrans increased their budget by 16% this year, $14 billion just for the roads here in California. In San Diego, Caltrans spends 1/3 of their budget cleaning up homeless camps. We need to find that money for the bullet train to nowhere, for the corporate welfare programs, for the $7.5 billion water bill infrastructure that we voted for everything that we voted for that we're not getting, the bullet train, et cetera, and so forth. And then I'll go ahead and I'll wrap with this because I've got pages and pages, and you guys are going to have to just come out to the campaign launch rally to hear me go on a little bit further. But we're looking for people who want the opportunity to serve this community, to serve their neighbors, to serve the people that they love. Because hate in your heart only goes so far, but love will keep prevailing long past the time that you are tired, the time that you are exhausted, when you feel like giving up. It's love that's going to keep you moving. We have the ability to heal the blind. We have the ability to cure the sick, to make fresh water out of the sea, to power our planet with uranium from the earth. We can move mountains, can we not? We're called to be fruitful, to multiply, and to subdue the earth. We have the ability to shape our lands, to run fresh water inland, to make California farms green again, to grow the food that we are eating here so that when the rest of the world is on the brink of starvation, so that when the rest of the world has their lights going out, so when the rest of the world is at war, we are independently strong and our city on the hill continues to shine far into the future. We can damn well grow the food that we eat here. We can make California green again. We can have fresh, safe water from the tap. A lot of us understand that, that we get called Christian nationalist. We get called all sorts of words. But if you're a Christian and you believe in an American people first agenda, you know that you lead with love. We're called on, above all things, to love one another deeply because it's love that covers a multitude of sins. And who here is without sin? We constantly are talking about revolution, but we're talking about tearing things down. Let this revolution not be judged by what we can tear down, by what we can build. We're quick to cast a stone. We're quick to kill. We're quick to overthrow a government. But at the end of the day, who's Jesus coming back for? He's coming back for his bride. And who is his bride? The church. And who are the church? The people. And if we are a Christian nation, which so many of us believe that we are the people. We are the church. There is no line in the sand between these things. Wherever two or more gathered in my name, there I am. There's no line to blend. There's no gray area. So we have to get to work. But we need people. We need your talents. We need your time. And quite frankly, in this ugly world, we need your money. We have our website up and running, davidserpaforcongress.com. If you'd like to donate, the pay link is there. Again, that's davidserpaforcongress.com. Mark Takano has $550,000 cash on hand. But that's all he has. All he has is money. The people aren't behind him. The people in his own party aren't behind him. They're tired. They know, they've been watching Riverside for the last 10 years. They know that life isn't improving, life isn't getting better for our kids. They know that they elected an educator who spent 25 years educating children to go off to Washington, D.C., and at that time, schools were doing great in California. Now our schools are dead last. We know who we elected. We know that we sent a representative that is not representative of the American people. It's now time to send him packing, but I can't do it without your help. I appreciate you. My name is David Serpa. And with your help, we're going to put Mark Congressional out of a job, send him back to the unemployment lines, and back to Riverside County. Maybe he can retire, live on his pension in the Golden State, and see what everyone else has been struggling with for this whole time. Thank you so much.